Alright, so we are 1 week away from this Pokemon Let's Go, which is finally coming out after much speculation, which is going to be a full-on 3D remake of the original Pokemon Yellow on Game Boy, which will be allowing us to battle our favorite Pokemon HD, to relive our favorite experiences, and to have a new way of living through them all. So why aren't more people excited for it? This is a question that's been on my mind ever since I heard the initial announcement. I mean, while I was definitely very open about my enthusiasm, I still am. Everyone else seemed much more quiet about theirs, man. So, and the reasons they gave were anywhere from how they changed all the material to make it seem more user friendly, how they are going to approach this, why they didn't just jump into Generation 8 or do something else like Sinnoh as a remake. Hey, and also why they're doing this in the release window of other games, which was Ultimate. These points and more I shall address in my open letter to, how should we say, the skeptics of Pokemon Let's Go. Man, not going to be directly actually addressing anyone I've heard about this by name, or trying to deter them. What I am going to do is merely try and create a dialogue with them, and see whether or not all these arguments are justified, right, and how they would hold up there compared to other games like it. So let's get started. First off, there's definitely the idea that they're doing this for their first RPG on the Switch as opposed to remaking Diamond and Pearl, or going right ahead to the Generation 8, which is currently in development as I stream this. I mean, that's something that I think is definitely one of the simpler things to address. I mean, obviously, they want to make sure the product they're putting out is good. Therefore, they want to take the time they need to work with the architecture of consoles relatively new to them, and that they don't want to make a game that's buggy and messy just for a quick buck. I mean, it's not the first time Nintendo has done this either, given how previously Mario games just launched with the head consoles, but now often they can be within the first year of the release window, to make sure it works, as has happened with Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and its sequel, and most recently Mario Odyssey, and those games are also excellent. And there's also another way of rationalizing this is why they didn't want to just have a principal game on this new hardware. Our reply is simple. Does the title Night Trap mean anything to you? How about Dark Zero? Exactly. That's kind of why, if you have a system that's relatively new and you're developing it, it's time for it, you would definitely want to do something that's relatively simple that can work with the architecture of the system rather than trying to take advantage of everything right away. Hey, and that's also would imagine why for Sinnoh it would take a while for them to work out those, and I submit, much like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the question is not if, but rather when. And in which case, I personally don't see it happening until after this game or Generation 8 at the earliest. And also another argument was made for have launching just a few weeks before Switch launches Ultimate, which is also kind of odd given how we on the same platform, the genres and target audiences are completely different. I mean, Pokemon Let's Go is targeting more people who aren't as familiar with the series, that are totally new to it, have not played the original version of Yellow, or at least haven't played since Red, Blue, and Yellow and haven't done so in a while, only just getting back into it recently. I do Pokemon Go, which is called a Switch Hitch for this, so in many ways, it makes sense. And even though some people are promoting how much simpler things are, which might not be as much true now, given how they're still revealing more details, like for the post game, just because something is simple does not make it bad. I mean, actually, one of the things I kind of like most about a lot of their operating systems are how simple and clear everything looks. I mean, just by turning on my 3DS, my Wii U, or even my Wii, I can tell like everything is and how to access it. And thus that kind of simplicity is something that the company excels at, and again, and even something like, say, hey, Pong may not seem like much now with all these HD graphics and stories, acting, production values on par with most movies. That's a game that already helped kickstart the industry more than 40 years ago, and now I think it's in the Smithsonian. And, and also, given how, even though Smash is going to sell as well Generation 8, hey, I still submit that a fighting game that's definitely targeting a much more crossover audience as well as much more competitive skills that is ultimately affect what's going on in Let's Go fairly little. And as for a pre-order thing, like any other game, which I shall not try to mention too much here unless it's relevant discussion, it's not really an indicator of how well it'll actually do when it launches. As main as evident as recently as with Generation 7 only a year or two ago. Since I'm approaching this from the opposite side of the coin I was when I was doing my video for my Gen 1er, the yearly release pattern, that's also kind of tricky given how, to my knowledge, I still think that game doesn't develop games like that, man. In that sense, I mean, obviously they would, if they, that tends to be a very big oversimplification of how game development actually works, makes sense. I mean, playing in these worlds is one thing, creating them is another. I mean, even though I took a game maker class just to design something like similar like a space shooter or like kind of like Galaga, I mean, I spent close to the entire term just trying to get the collision detection right, since bad hitboxes are one of my big video game pet peeves. I mean, and also people are trying to use Colosseum as an argument against it, but most people like me actually say that it's actually in favor, given how that game also not have wild encounters of Pokemon, and that also proved to be an interesting, unique take on the series. I mean, is as with its sequel, Gale of Darkness, that's on the GameCube. I mean, and especially, I'm once again getting the whole nostalgia Kanto arguments. It's starting to get ridiculous, much like how the new gen thing was, and to a lesser extent still is. I mean, is given how when people don't nearly have the same level when someone like, say, Mario or Zelda uses the exact same tactic, they go trying to rework nostalgic elements in a interesting and new way. Hey, I mean, and Metroid often has another Red of Rocky one, and Samus Returns, even with the AM2R debacle, it actually proved to be relatively successful, even with the amiibo thing, and given how it's actually remade one of my favorite entries in the series, and it's been had to return to format to apply exception to other M, as well as the disappointing performance of Federation Force. And I really don't think it'll be a bad game by any means, nor will it be, nor will the whole thing be as polarizing as the whole Diablo Immortal whole debacle that's ongoing right now. You would not believe what kind of reactions that's getting, to be honest, man. But back on Pokemon nonsense. I'm not going to go into too many arguments I've been hearing. And rather than take sides in the debate, I'm just going to ask a question to anyone potentially watching this as a skeptic. Do you know what you want? I'm going to ask this again, and so you think carefully before you answer me. Do you know what you want? Given how this is something that a lot of people have been clamoring for, by my count, for years. Here's with each passing concentration now that they finally might be getting it, they're having second thoughts, man. That's the main part I don't really understand, man. And also, by not letting themselves get excited about this, part of it is smart, so they can keep their expectations really ebb, which is what they recommended, but by being also so blithely disregarding how it might be a fun game, it's also rather dumb, man. People also try to use a Sonic argument, but then again, that's also a series that's very widely quality over the years, but I found something to enjoy even the bad games. Heck, one of the main things that the bad ones this year have taught me is how to appreciate the good ones, man. Another case would be last year where Mania ended up being like a fun, classic Sonic throwback made for classic Sonic fans by a classic Sonic fan, and who just got started by basically coding stuff out of his garage, man. And as fans for Forces, I still have not played one yet. I'll definitely know what I think when I do. Bullets fails. I can't imagine it being worse than the 2006 game. Yeah. And all in all, it's not just members talking. I generally think that at these games in their own right will work, since regardless of whether or not I actually get my Switch next week, my plan is to pick up the Pikachu version first, then the Eevee version at a later date, to be determined. And I haven't really decided yet, but thinking most likely it'll be Christmas or my 27th birthday, something like that. And it's not just coming up with new ideas, it's implementing existing ones in a unique way. And since I never played Fire Emblem Lake, and I don't have any plans to, I still have making efforts to treat each one its own thing, because basically all the arguments I'm hearing on some of the exact same ones that I've read about in the earlier series, where people thought that it would fail, even though people within the company believed in it. Say they're wrong, we put it mildly. I really don't think it'll be a total bomb at all. Oh, but I think it'll definitely be like a relatively modest success. As being not blockbuster by any means, like Generation 6 and 7 were, but enough to at least turn a profit and make a decent, and wait for a while, Generation 8's on the way. And we could definitely use one thing that can be agreed on. The Switch definitely got calls for role-playing games, even though it's relatively new. It's in the middle of its second year on the market. And if after you've been listening to me, and still choosing to stay out, then that's fine. However, if you're with me on this, I want you to join me, and I will give you a few of my Switch username and friend code when I actually do the console. So if you care, come with me. The time is right. That's a better team. Arm in arm, we'll win the fight. It's always been our dream. Pokemon. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for now. I'll definitely be picking up my pre-order copy as well as my first Pokemon Plus, what launches next week, and I will talk to you all later.